Okay, in today's video we're going to go over the 7.2 multiplying practice for the polynomials. So it says find the product. The first thing that you should do is write the binomial on the side. So the binomial is 3x and then the plus 5. And then the trinomial I like to put on top. It does not matter actually. And then how you get the area of a rectangle is multiplying the width and the length. So we have to do that to every single term. So 3 times 2 is 6. X to the first times x squared is x to the third. Now 3x times 5x gives you 15x squared because we add the exponents. 3x times negative 1 gives you that negative 3, and then drop down the x. Now that's our first row. Notice that our first row are not like terms. You should not have like terms in the first row. Your like terms happen when we add another row. So we're going to do 5 times the 2x squared now, which is 10x squared. 5 times 5 is 25, drop down the x. And then 5 times negative 1 gets you that negative 5. So now we have like terms. When we like terms, same base, same exponent. So then we just type in our answer. Standard form means biggest exponent first. 10x squared plus 15x squared gets us 25x squared. Now we do the red one. 25 plus negative 3 is a positive 22. And then x. And then don't forget the minus 5 on the end. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for slide number 3. This time my binomial, my two terms, is 8x and then minus 1. And then my trinomial are those three terms. And you just multiply. So remember that's really x to the first power. So we got 24x to the third because 2 plus 1 is 3. Now negative 9 times 8 is negative 72. Add the exponents. We have x times x, which gets us x squared because we added the 1 and the 1. And then 32x. Now we have our next row. Negative 1 times 3x squared is negative 3x squared. Negative times a negative. Be very careful here. It's a positive 9. And then drop down the x. And then a negative times a positive is a negative 4. So at this point, once again, we're going to have our like terms. Remember, when you have like terms, you do nothing to the exponents. Like terms have the same base, same exponent. So we're just combining the coefficients, the numbers in the front. So we have the 24x to the third power, x cubed. Negative 72 plus a negative 3 is a negative 75, and x squared, plus the 41x, and then don't forget about the minus 4. Now number 4 is going to be very similar. It's actually less work because we have a monomial. That's one term. We have this trinomial on top. And then we just multiply. Negative times a negative is going to be a positive 12. Add the exponents. 3 plus 1 is 4. Then we have negative 24x. Don't forget this exponent. 2x squared times x to the first is x to the third. And then don't forget the x and the end. So when we have one row, you're not going to have like terms, so it's actually easier than the previous problems. So all we can ever do is change the dimensions. So this is actually a square now, but the area of a square is still base times height. If you wanted to put the negative 3x and the minus 5 up top, that's fine too. And then put the 3x minus 4 on the side, that doesn't matter, as long as you group them together. So negative 3 times negative, or positive 3 gets you negative 9, and then x times x is x squared. And then our bottom is negative 15x, and then negative times a negative is positive. So for the most part, I'm not going to say always, but for the most part, your diagonals should be the like terms, and you're just adding the 12 and the minus 15. So we're going to get a minus 3. Don't forget the x. That's 20. All right, so now we have the binomial. So this is like slide 2 and 3. It just now has an exponent, which honestly is no big deal. Don't forget that it's a negative 2x, and don't forget that it's a negative 4. So positive 7 times a positive 3 is a positive 21. Add the exponents when we're multiplying the same base. We get negative 14. X squared times x to the first is x to the third. And then negative 28, x squared. Negative 6x to the third. And then we have 4x squared. And then don't forget about this x. So negative 2 times negative 4 is 8, but it was a negative 2x, so it should be a positive 8x. These have the same base, same exponent, so those are like terms, and then this diagonal is the same term as well. So we have 21x to the fourth minus 20x to the third. We do nothing to the exponents when we're adding. All right, let's see. I just mistyped it. Now, slide number 7 is where did Ali make a mistake? And Ali made a mistake with distribution. So 4 times x, 4x to the third times x to the third, we have to add the exponents. 4 times 2 is positive 8, and then we have to add the exponents. And then we just rewrite the x to the third. So Ali's error was he multiplied the exponents, where in this case you're adding the exponents. All right, and then our next is number 8, slide number 8. Now slide number 8 is a challenge problem, right? You want to find the area of the outer part. The outer part is the 6x. And it's times the 8x minus 1. So that's going to get us 48x squared. And then this is going to get us a minus 6x. Now you want to do the same for your inside. So you're going to do your 2x. Try to make your box bigger. You have more room on the bottom. So then it's 10x squared, and then 6x. Now we need to take that blue part away. So we have the 48x squared minus the 6x. Now we have to take it away, which means minus. So I have to minus everything in this parenthesis. And then you have to remember to distribute. So all you have to do is distribute. Remember, when you distribute, you change the sign of everything that's inside the second parenthesis. And then you have to combine like terms.